So listen to those crickets out there. You can actually hear the crackle of this campfire, right? And,
Yeah.
the faint clink of these coffee mugs. It is just a perfectly warm, idyllic early June night here in 2026. And we're sitting right outside the Drecki-Yord Studios. But I want you to imagine something entirely different for just a second.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, what if I told you that in just a few short months, ordinary people are going to be standing out in like negative 20-degree weather, actively fasting, and willingly hot gluing artificial icicles directly to their bare skin?
Just completely normal, rational behavior, right?
Exactly. Welcome to a very special late night comedy kind of sports radio edition of our deep dive. We are calling this Books and Brews Campfire Stories, and it is powered by Speechify and Notebook LM.
Love the title.
Thanks. So, okay, let's unpack this. Our mission tonight is to dissect a brand new Kickstarter campaign for a book titled Tales from the Frozen Tundra, Superfans of Titletown, written by Dr. Denni Towle. And, well, to really understand it, we kind of have to look at the psychology of the absolute most extreme freezing fan culture in sports.
Yeah, and it really is an extreme psychology. Honestly, sitting by a warm fire is probably the only safe way to process it. Because what's really fascinating here is that Dr. Denni Towle, he didn't just write a dry almanac of, passing yards and draft picks.
Right, nobody needs another one of those.
Exactly. He has constructed this living, breathing archive of Green Bay Packers fan history. I mean, this book preserves the actual stories of the people who, well, they literally manufacture the mythology of the team.
The people on the ground.
Right. We're talking about the tailgaters, the greeters, the sign makers, the collectors, and, those parking lot legends who endure just staggering physical extremes just to be part of the culture.
Yeah, because when you think of Green Bay, you don't just picture a giant concrete stadium. You picture, like, frozen breath and this thick bratwurst smoke and just absolute characters walking around like yetis in sub-zero temperatures.
Oh, totally.
But wait, earlier you mentioned hot gluing icicles to bare skin. You got to explain the how and why of that, because honestly, it sounds like medieval torture.
It kind of is. You're talking about Jeff Callow, right, the famous Frozen Tundra man. And, understanding his whole process is really key to understanding the emotional core of this entire book. The book doesn't just, show you a nice photo of his costume and move on.
Right.
It actually takes you into the grueling physical reality behind it. Because, how does the glue not just tear his face off at the end of the day? Well, he actually has to fast for roughly 30 hours before a game.
Wait, 30 hours? Why? That's insane.
I know, right? Because if he eats or drinks normally, his facial pores are going to produce sweat under all that heavy gear.
Yeah.
And that sweat will actually melt the medical adhesive holding the icicles to his skin.
Oh, wow.
So he literally starves and dehydrates himself in freezing temperatures. And if you're wondering why he does it, it's because he knows some 10-year-old kid is going to walk past him in the freezing cold, point at him, and just have this magical memory forged forever.
That is just, it's insane, but also incredibly beautiful in a deeply weird way.
Very weird, but very beautiful.
It reminds me of the ASL Cheesehead, right? Jeff Padden. I know he's featured really heavily in the book as well.
Yes, definitely. And that story taps into a totally different kind of belonging.
Mm-hmm.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, deaf fans have historically been marginalized in the chaotic, incredibly noisy environment of professional sports.
Right, it's all auditory.
Exactly. For decades, sign language was even heavily suppressed in public spaces. So what Jeff Padden did was take American Sign Language and turn it into this highly visible, really proud stadium symbol.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he created a custom cheese head that actually spells out Packers in ASL to honor his deaf father. He fundamentally changed the visual landscape of Lambeau Field to say, we are here and we belong in this crowd.
Just taking a moment to look at the glow of this campfire right now, it really reminds me of what truly matters out there in the cold. When that Wisconsin wind is howling, football isn't just a television product. It's about finding your people. It's about sharing a hot meal with a total stranger, stomping your boots on frozen concrete just to keep the blood flowing, and knowing that everyone around you is family. That profound sense of community is exactly what Tales from the Frozen Tundra captures. And tonight, you have the chance to become a permanent part of that community.
Wow, that was genuinely beautiful. And you're exactly right. The way you become part of it is through this Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to clarify something important about how this project even came to be.
Yeah, please do.
So this fan history spans generations, right? Going all the way back to the original fence painters and the fans wearing that old Acme Packers throwback gear. but Dr. Denni Towle hasn't spent years slowly tinkering with this specific book. He has actually spent the past 7 months in an absolute active sprint.
7 months. Wait, just 7 months? That is a wild turnaround to capture decades of generational lore.
It is a massive creative marathon.
Yeah.
I mean, in just 7 months of active work, he has been tracking down and interviewing these superfans, collecting their deeply personal artifacts and stories, writing the entire manuscript, organizing the logistics of the campaign, and, building this whole Kickstarter from the ground up.
Okay, let me just jump in here because for the listener out there who might be, new to crowdfunding or who just doesn't understand the mechanics of the publishing industry, why Kickstarter, if this is such an important piece of cultural history, why didn't Dr. Towle just hand it off to some massive corporate publisher in New York?
That is a great question. It comes down to the symmetry of it all. The Green Bay Packers are the only publicly owned team in American professional sports.
Right. The fans literally hold the stock.
Exactly. So it makes perfect narrative sense that a book about the fans is being funded directly by the fans. It bypasses the corporate gatekeepers entirely. Kickstarter is just a platform where creators and communities team up to bring an idea into reality.
Oh, I see. So traditional publishing is basically like buying a $12 plastic-wrapped corporate hot dog inside a modern mega stadium. But Kickstarter is like a community potluck tailgate in the parking lot. Everybody brings a dish, we pool our resources, and we all feast together.
That is a perfect analogy, actually. As a backer, you basically choose a reward tier, which is your dish in this scenario. Your pledge goes toward a collective funding goal, and if the community hits that goal, the project is officially greenlit, and the book moves straight into final production, printing, and delivery.
So you are essentially pre-ordering the history book while directly funding its creation.
Exactly right.
But let's look under the hood for a second. Where exactly do those funds go? Because look, if I'm tossing my hard-earned cash into the potluck, I want to know what's cooking.
Oh, for sure. Transparency is critical here. Producing a high-quality physical book, especially with premium formatting and full-color elements, is incredibly expensive.
Oh, I bet.
So your funding specifically covers the final professional editing of the manuscript, the physical book production, the massive printing costs, fulfillment logistics, shipping supplies, and of course the creation of the collector rewards and those Kickstarter exclusive backer items.
Got it.
Yeah, the community's pledges are really the only way Dr. Denni Towle can deliver a final product that actually matches the legendary status of the fans it honors.
All right, clear your throat, because I need to drop into my booming, echo-heavy sports radio announcer voice for this next part. Just imagine heavy stadium reverb on this. It is time for Choose!
Yeah.
Tundra.
Oh man, I love the stadium echo. And this is where the campaign mechanics get genuinely fun. Because the reward tiers aren't just like a boring shopping list, they are levels of access. Let's look at the entry-level tiers first.
Yeah, break them down for us. What is the baseline to get my hands on these stories?
Okay, so it starts with the digital edition tier, and that's for $19. That gets you the complete digital version of the book delivered right after it releases.
Nice, so it's perfect if you want to read it on a tablet while you're actually sitting at a tailgate.
Exactly. But if you want a physical artifact, you step up to the signed paperback tier at $39. You get a physically signed paperback copy of the book, plus that digital edition.
Okay, but what if I'm rough on my books? I need something that can survive a spilled beer at said tailgate.
Fair point. Then you go for the signed hardcover tier for $49. That gets you the signed hardcover collector edition, plus the digital copy. It's, built for the bookshelf.
Okay, let me do a quick logistics check here. What is the actual timeline on this? When do these books show up at my door?
So the estimated delivery for the project is September 2026.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is completely by design because it lands right in the heart of the football season. Also, physical rewards will ship anywhere within the United States, and the digital rewards will be delivered electronically to all backers after the release.
September 2026. Perfect. Okay, now, lower the lights around the campfire. I need to channel my inner dramatic, gravelly movie trailer voiceover guy. Are you ready?
I am so ready for this.
In a world of corporate stadiums, where luxury boxes and sushi bars replaced frozen aluminum benches, one frozen city held the line. A city where the parking lot is a battlefield of bratwurst and glory. Discover their stories before the ice melts.
Wow. I would absolutely watch that movie.
I'd be first in line.
And that transition is spot on because as we move up from those basic book tiers, we enter the highly collectible mid-level tiers. This is where you aren't just reading about the legacy, you are actually acquiring tangible pieces of it.
Yes, the collector tiers.
Yeah.
Talk to me about these because they seem incredibly specific.
They really are, and they're entirely focused on artifacts. First in this bracket is the Superfan of Superfans tier. The paperback version is $74, and the hardcover is $99.
Okay, and what comes with that?
You get the signed book, a custom bookmark, the digital edition, plus, and this is a really great piece of memorabilia, an autographed 8x10 photo from a chosen featured superfan.
Oh, wait, so real ink from the legends themselves. I love that.
Yeah, exactly. Then there's the Frozen Tundra Man tier. Paperback is $75, hardcover is $100. You get the signed book, bookmark, digital edition. But here you get a specific Frozen Tundra Man collector print, A&D, an autographed 8x10 from the Frozen Tundra Man himself.
The man who hot glues ice to his face.
It's the very same. But here is where we hit a really unique mechanism. The Cheesehead supporter tier. Paperback is $107. Hardcover is $127.
Okay, tracking with you.
For this one, you get the signed book, the bookmark, the digital edition, one superfan autographed 8x10. Andy the backer gets special Cheesehead supporter recognition printed directly inside the book itself.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Let me just push back on this for a second. You're saying that for roughly $107, which is what? The cost of maybe 2 premium stadium beers and a loaded bratwurst at a modern NFL game.
Sad but true.
For that price, you get literal immortality.
That is precisely the value proposition, yeah.
So my actual name is printed in the book forever.
Yes, it is. Your name will be printed in the acknowledgments or supporter section. I mean, long after we are all gone, someone in the year 2080 is going to pull this hardcover off a shelf, flip open the pages to study Green Bay history, and see your name permanently etched into Titletown lore.
That is wild.
You basically bypass the corporate machine and embed yourself directly into the history.
I am genuinely blown away by that. But looking at our outline here, we still have the VIP tiers.
We do. We are ramping up to the absolute apex now. The ultimate premium game day experiences. This is the Tailgate Titan VIP tier. Paperback is $150. Hardcover is $175.
Okay, lay it on me.
You get the signed book, bookmark, digital edition, your printed supporter recognition in the book, a superfan autographed 8x10, a VIP tailgate credential, a VIP group photo, and admission to the exclusive Lot 1 VIP tailgate before the Packers versus Bears game.
Hold on, time out. For the listener out there who maybe doesn't bleed green and gold, explain Lot 1. What is the Holy Grail status of Lot 1?
Right, so Lot 1 is essentially the VIP epicenter of the Lambeau Field tailgating universe. It's right there in the shadow of the stadium. It has a literal mayor, this superfan named Scott Schwartz, who just oversees all the chaos and the camaraderie.
Great air of a parking lot. Incredible.
Getting access to Lot 1, especially for a historic rivalry game against the Bears, is near impossible for an average fan. It's this invite-only world of generational tailgaters.
So this tier essentially hands you the keys to the kingdom.
It really does. But believe it or not, there is one final step up. The absolute top tier, the Lambeau Legend. Paperback is $250. Hardcover is $275.
Okay, play devil's advocate for me here. $275 for a book package. I mean, that is a serious chunk of change. That's more expensive than an actual ticket to sit in the freezing bleachers. What justifies that kind of premium price tag on Kickstarter?
It's justified by extreme scarcity and compounding artifacts. This tier is strictly limited to only 10 backers.
Wait, 10?
10 people in the entire world.
Yeah.
For that price, you get the signed book, the bookmark, the digital copy, a superfan autographed 8x10, the Frozen Tundra Man print, the Frozen Tundra Man autographed 8x10, your printed Cheesehead supporter recognition, and a secondary exclusive Lambeau Legends printed recognition.
Wow, so you get everything.
Everything. Plus the VIP credential, the VIP group photo, and that VIP access to the Lot 1 tailgate before Packers versus Bears. You simply cannot buy that access from the NFL. The corporate box office cannot sell you a genuine afternoon with the mayor of Lot 1.
10 backers. That's it. Okay, I've got to drop into my high-energy, fast-talking, sports radio promo voice for this. Give me a second.
Go for it.
Listen up, Titletown. You want the ultimate Sunday experience. We are talking Lot 1. We are talking the VIP tailgate. We are talking Packers versus Bears, the oldest, bloodiest, most glorious rivalry on the frozen grass. You get the credentials, you get the photos, you get your name immortalized in print, and you get to rub elbows with the legends of the parking lot before the biggest game of the year. But there are only 10 spots for the Lambeau Legends, so you got to move faster than a 2-minute drill.
Hearing you pitch that makes me want to literally run through a brick wall right now.
Mission accomplished.
But, it highlights an important truth. Campaigns like this are exactly how independent creators like Dr. Denni Towle survive. They rely on people who understand that the value isn't just in the ink and paper, it's in the preservation of the actual culture.
Yeah. Let me drop the radio voice and just come back to the campfire for a second, because it's just you and us sitting here right now. Books like Tales from the Frozen Tundra, they don't get made by giant, faceless corporations, because corporations don't understand why a man fasts for 30 hours to glue ice to his face.
No, they definitely don't.
They don't understand the ASL cheesehead. They don't understand the magic of Lot 1. But Dr. Denni Towle does. He has run a grueling 7-month sprint to gather these stories, but he cannot cross the finish line without you. So here is exactly what you need to do tonight. Back the Kickstarter, choose your reward tier, share the campaign, and go to Kickstarter and search for Tales from the Frozen Tundra.
It is truly that simple. Your pledge ensures that the stories of the tailgaters who stood in 20 below weather, the creators, the sign makers, and the greeters are actually recorded for the next generation. The players make the moments. The fans make them immortal. Go, Pack, go.
Go, Pack, go. As the fire dies down here, I'll leave you with one final thought to mull over. We spend so much time obsessed with billionaire sports owners, corporate megastadiums, and billion-dollar television contracts. We treat them like they are the foundation of the sport. But what if the most enduring, indestructible legacy of modern sports isn't the concrete and steel at all? What if the true legacy, the thing that outlives all of us, is the handwritten signs, the hot-glued foam icicles, and the frozen tailgate smoke that ordinary fans carry with them into eternity? Go to Kickstarter, search for Tales from the Frozen Tundra, be a part of the legacy. See you next time.